mate, some of the jobs in jail, yeah, weird, man. Weird, like, you wouldn't even expect it from a prison, yeah? Most of them, once you've been in and out, yeah, you realise, yeah, they're sweatshops. Most of them are sweatshops, yeah. There's no real value to what you're doing except you're doing someone else's slave labour for cheap. There was like, but they're handy. Like some of them are like there was one in Pentonville where I never worked in it yet, but they like washed like duvets, yeah, and they were like single duvets. Like if you could fly first class, they give you these duvets, like single duvets, big enough for you, big enough for like a single bed as well. People used to nick them and sell them on the wing. I had one, lovely duvet. It's caked in crap when you get it. It was caked in oil when I got it because however they got to get out of there. So it's still a big old duvet, single. I had to wash it a few times, man. Caked in oil and crap. Still better than the prison sheets, man. Jesus. Let me sit back a bit. Yeah, mate. Well, I mean, I've worked in where I was fixing up like push bikes. So like all scrap push bikes. I can imagine like the scrap man come around, collected all push bikes, mountain bikes, BMXs, and went, yeah, I'll fix them. That weren't even that bad actually. That was like in a YO, like just fixing bikes all day, and they sent them like genuinely, it was like charity. They sent them to like Africa or something. Could have just sent them to some homeless kids in London, but you know. I've worked in I tell you what, Stocken. Stocken had the widest variety of jobs, man. Like I worked in a sewing machine repair shop there. Sewing machine repair shop. Fixing up these sewing machines for whatever. There was like scrap when we used to get them, or there was like people used to send them there. We might have had a contract. I don't even know where they come from, man. All I know is I had to fix them. Like it's actually pretty easy. Like, mate, you got to move the dial about, knock the needle about, make sure it stitches through. You know what I mean? Repetitive shit. That's what I'm saying. It's like slave labor shit. That's all it is. Yeah, you're doing stuff for cheap. Yeah. Yeah, Sam and Peanut. Do you know what? I ended up like the number one. Worked my way, fixed sewing machines all the way to the top, mate. Ended up had my own little office, like giving out the nuts and bolts. Like people used to have to come to me and go, "Can I get a blah blah?" And I'd go, "Yes." And I'd open up the drawer, take it out, write it down, give it to them. If it was like a little tool or something, like I'm talking screwdrivers that you had to like small enough to like, do you know like the ones you used to get out the crackers at Christmas, like to do glasses, them sort of sizes. There's no damage with it. There was bigger ones you could get, but I never kept them in the office. You just have to go and ask a screw. Yeah, man. So I'd sit there all day just doing niche, mate. So take them screwdrivers, man. They were like, for whatever reason, there was like an infinity number of them. And they were like like no one kept any record of them. I used to just take them back and sell them for like packets of burn, like tobacco. Next door to this sewing machine repair shop, right? They had like a warehouse, yeah. So there was like our repair shop, a warehouse, and then another workshop, yeah. In this workshop destroyed DVDs, computer games, and CDs, yeah. So like say HMV, right? Say HMV is like got DVDs. They have to pay to have them on display. It's like sort of rent, like they don't just get given them and just get given them to put them on display, and when they sell them, that's it. They have to like sort of pay for them as they're like when they're on display, and like for all this, all stuff I don't understand, yeah. So like every now and again, like they just have too many, and they'd be sent to Stockton to be destroyed. I didn't work in this workshop, yeah, so I didn't know how they destroyed them. It's like some machine, like you scratch them, and obviously the boys in there used to nick what they could, innit, yeah, DVDs and shit. See, like, or if you're enhanced, you got basic in prison, yeah, you got a basic prisoner, which is misbehaving, you're not getting nothing. You've got about £2 a week. Standard, about 7, 8 quid a week. You know what I mean? That's a normal prisoner. You're not being punished. You're not getting treated either. And you got enhanced, yeah. If you're enhanced, you can buy like, you get more money and you can buy stuff, yeah. With your own money, you have to save up, yeah. So you can buy like a £20 PlayStation 2 for £120 off the jail, which is really nice at the minute, yeah. So like you got your PS2. I had a PS2 in Stocken, mate. It's like a treasure trove, isn't it? DVDs, CDs, computer games when you can get them. Every now and again, a naughty one would slip through as well. Naughty DVD. I had a couple of them as well, yeah. I'm talking box sets as well, like good box sets as well, like Oz, if anyone remembers Oz, The Shield, Sopranos, big old box sets, mate. It's a bird killer, mate. You've got to get them back, innit? Just tie them all up, tie them together, just put them down your front, man. No drama. If you've got a little willy, mate, put it through the front, put it through the hole. You can take it back like that. But obviously they only used to be able to take what was in their shop, innit, yeah? What was in their shop. And for whatever reason, their workers had less reason to go in there than me. I used to go into this warehouse, the warehouse that was in the middle. And when I say warehouse, I'm talking warehouse, like massive. Like what you're picturing a warehouse to be. Massive, yeah? Ramo, wall to wall with boxes full of DVDs, some computer games. There was a camcorder. Me and my boys found a camcorder in there, took it back to the wing. If you've ever seen the video about where he hid the hooch, we hid the hooch behind the toilet wall, took the wall off and hid it behind there. I had a camcorder behind as well. We used to film ourselves in there. God knows what everyone said. Like when I got released, that camcorder was still behind the wall. But yeah, back to the warehouse. They had loads of stuff in there, yeah. So, but they also had like all the parts for like the bloody sewing machines, yeah. By the time I'm number one, I was in Stockholm for 2 years, and I worked in this sewing machine repair shop basically for 2 years, yeah. So like, I never used to take the piss. I used to do what I had to do. That's the trick. Do what you got to do and do it well, yeah. And then they'll trust you to mooch about. And everyone knows you're having every screw knows that prisoners are up to little bits here and there. But as long as you're doing your job and you're doing it well, they don't care. So every now and again, as much as I could really, try getting there every day. Go, like, I've got to go in there, got to get this, got to get that. He'll open the door and just let me in. And even if he come in, he'd stand there. Sometimes he'd stand there or another screw would stand there. And like they'd stand there and I'd just bop off down another aisle. We're talking aisles. And I'd climb up some boxes, mate. And I'd make out I was looking for shit. Every time the lorry come in, I'd end, like, it was all the boys in the sewing machine repair shop that would help unload it. For whatever reason, the boys in the actual, like, recycling plant never. So, like, we used to unload it and I'd unload it. We'd be there just opening the boxes, ripping them open there and then, just taking them off, taking it out, just taking the CDs out, the discs, like the cases, and taking it back to the wing. That was a cushy little number, mate. DVDs left, right, centre every single night. And plus, I got onto that super enhanced swing that I spoke about, and when I spoke about it a couple of times. You know, the super enhanced swing's like 2 wings. Yeah, in Stockton it was G and J wing, I think. Basically fenced off from the rest of the jail. It was like 2 wings in the jail, fenced, had another little fence around it, but it was like enhanced, like super enhanced. And I got there for the last 6 months of my sentence. You was out. Basically, you're out from the morning till you bang up. You got to work, but if you're not working, like days off, weekends. Back then, everyone worked. Not like now. But even when you come back from lunch, you ain't got to bang up. You get your lunch, you're eating it, you're just mooching around, going to themselves. It's like a hostel. That's how it's set out, like a hostel. Like a decat, really. That's what the cells are like. Open your windows right up. You could climb out your window if you wanted. You couldn't go nowhere. Had little, like, a pub bench outside that everyone could sit around eating. In the summertime, it was nice. That's when I was there. Come out for your lunch, eat your sandwich, have a chat, mooch around, go to people's cells and watch the, like, I've sort of spoke about him, the geezer that got out and come back straight away for armed robbery. Used to go in his cell. His cell was kitted out, man. He had like surround sound all around his cell, like speakers that he set up and he's connected to his TV and a PlayStation or whatever. So like we used to sit there. What I'd bring out the DVDs, go to his cell. I didn't watch it in my cell. I'd go to his cell. He had comfy chairs, carpet in his cell, little squares that he'd nick square by square, so it back to his cell. Once it was in your cell, the screws didn't give a shit. The carpet, comfy chairs, surround sound, coffee, biscuits. When you're in jail, mate, that's all right. You know what I mean? When you're in jail, you don't really want no more. Never banged up. DVDs and computer games and hooch and Tramadol and whatever on tap. Yeah, Stocken, man. They had the canteen in Stocken as well, so you could work in the canteen. People used to have little tickles out there. I never benefited out of it. They used to have the bin, right? Outside of them, they used to have a bin. All jails, there's bins throughout everywhere around jail. And obviously there was a bin outside the canteen department. The canteen is like every week you fill in your canteen sheet what you want to spend your money on. So like toiletries, tuners, chocolates, whatever, yeah, writing paper, whatever, yeah. You fill that in once a week, and the next week you'll get it. Call it canteen. So not every jail has a canteen department. Some jails will rely on other jail, like it get made up in another jail, then shipped out and sent to another jail, you know. So, but this one had a canteen department in it, so it'd have tobacco in it, all the toiletries, all the foods, tuners, crisps, anything, yeah. And it's obviously it's run like a shop, innit? It's run like a shop, so they can't sell out of date food. So when it was going out of date, not when it was out of date, when it was going out of date, it'd be chucked in the bin. Obviously, where everyone's like vultures, isn't they? Straight out of once like movements get called, like to go back to the wing or go to work or whatever, you go to the bin like you was all homeless, like you was homeless people. You open it up, you get your biscuits, tuners or whatever. Like you find random shit in there. As sea cats go, well, I've only ever been in that sea cat. I've only ever been to Stocken, so I ain't got nothing to compare it to. You weren't allowed to wear your own clothes in Stocken. Apparently, you can in all other sea cats. Weren't allowed to go. And I'm sure when I got there, this could have been like an urban myth or whatever. But when I got there, the jail was on lockdown, really. Like the exercise, yeah. It used to be when you go out and exercise, there's a big old field, and you could walk the whole perimeter. Every wing could walk together. You get let out on the weekend. I'm talking the weekend, yeah, so you'd all get sent out together on the weekend. You could walk the perimeter of the jail, like right up to the fence, yeah? So the next bit's road. You know what I'm saying? When I got there, you could still go out on the field, but you could only go into a little section, yeah? Tiny little section. And everyone was like, yeah. Because like there's like a section of like on the outside that goes through forest. So like you walk around the perimeter of the jail. You know what I mean? Perimeter of the field. And there's like, you got the chain link fence, then road, there's a forest, yeah? Apparently someone on the outside had cut a hole and lent a motorbike there, yeah? Left the thing up with like, cable tied it, yeah? Left the fence up, yeah? But with a hole. So mate is walking around on the outside, on the inside of the jail one day. His mates like whatever, oh he knew where it was just before I got there. And he's pushed it, climbed out, jumped on the motorbike, gone through the forest. I don't know if that's 100% accurate or true, but yeah, just before I got there, that happened, man. Like, it was a sea cat in name only. It was locked down, man, and everyone said it was because of that. I weren't there, so could have been true because it weren't. I've never been to a sea cat, like I said, but it weren't run like a sea cat, man. It was a sea cat in name only, like high security sea cat, man. But yeah, loads of little tickles in there. So if you enjoyed that, hit subscribe and we'll chat tomorrow. Adios.